A lot of people don't like calling them because they are a little bit frustrated. Can you imagine what that would feel like financially to be carrying 2 mortgages at one time? That would be difficult for almost every American at this point. If you're going to call expired and find listings through expired source, you have to become a hope dealer. They have chosen me because I was the only person who actually told them the truth. The neighbor's gonna say, yeah, we saw that they were on the market for like 2.5. Crazy. Where to find listing leads? A question I get asked all the time, Jessica, where the heck did you find 100 people via cold calling to say yes to you? How did you get 100 sellers to sign a listing agreement and list their home with you? So here are the best ways to find listing leads. I know you don't like to hear this, but it's accurate. Your phone. If you pick up your phone and you start dialing and you make a minimum of 25 contacts every day, you will find someone who wants to sell their home with you. What are sources? So sources are people who are raising their hand that they need to get their home sold. What would be some places where you can find people who've already raised their hand and said, hey, I'm ready. I need help from a real estate professional. Let's say you don't have the money to sign up for expensive coaching yet. You don't know where to start. Zillow.com, Fizbo.com, they are all free. You can find all of the homes for sale by owner in whatever market you're working in. And what is the best way to talk to for sale by owners? That's going to be another episode, but what I would tell you is having a conversation with for sale by owners requires a lot of approval. Every other agent is calling that for sale by owner saying, I'm going to sell your home. I'm #1 agent. And what would you feel if you were that homeowner? If someone kept telling you how great they were and how bad you were, how would you feel? I would assume not great, right? Not great at all. So you're gonna take a different approach when calling for sale by owners. You're gonna talk to them like, hey, Bob and Nancy, if I were you and I really wanted to sell my home and I had the sales background that you have, I would try it myself too. I know you're an excellent negotiator. I know you're very savvy at marketing. Do you have access to the MLS? So what you wanna do if you're following what I'm saying is you wanna be very kind and appreciative of what they're doing, and at the same time help them to self-discover that there's maybe some things that they don't have access to because they don't have a real estate license. And that's where you can come in and potentially help them if they decide that they want the help of a real estate agent. So a great place to start, especially if you don't have a whole lot of funds to get started as an agent and you want to start listing homes right away, would be for sale by owners. Now, if you're not able to reach them by phone, because the truth is, even though they put their home on the internet, they're getting bombarded by 100 people calling them. Sometimes they turn the ringer off. Go knock on their door. Unless you have reasons to believe that it's an investor home or a vacant property, if they've put their home on the market for sale and they're not answering the phone, politely go knock on their door and see how you can help. So that's the #1 source to get started with, is for sale by owners. We have plenty of agents here at the eXp Elite Builders who are showing us that it is very possible to list and sell multiple for sale by owners your first month of cold calling. One of those people, and you can check out her track record, is Vivian Tejada. Vivian has sold probably 30 or 40 for sale by owners at this point, and all because she decided that she wanted to help them and do something of value for them. The second place would be expired and canceled listings. A lot of people don't like calling them because they are a little bit frustrated. The last time they were on the market, their home failed to sell. They sometimes tend to feel like realtors are out to get them. To remember that that is a normal experience. And if you were them, you would likely feel the same way. A lot of the people whose homes have expired, they might be paying 2 mortgages. Can you imagine what that would feel like financially to be carrying 2 mortgages at one time? That would be difficult for almost every American at this point. What about some other reasons why their home might have failed to sell? So have an open conversation where you're coming from a point of you want to help them to overcome this obstacle that they have faced. Sometimes expired listings tend to lose hope. They start to feel that there's something wrong with their home, there's something wrong with the market. They tend to feel like, goodness, this is just never gonna happen. So you, as a skilled agent, you need to go in there as a hope dealer. If you're going to call expired and find listings through expired source, you have to become a hope dealer. You have to be excited about their home, enthusiastic about their home, and genuinely really want to help them. So here's what not to do. Here's what everyone else is doing. I'm the greatest agent that ever lived. I sell 1 million homes a year, and that last agent you had, they sucked, and I'm gonna promise you the moon and the stars. Don't do that. Be honest with them. In several cases of homes that I have listed that were once expired, they have chosen me because I was the only person who actually told them the truth. Every other agent that went in their home and said, I'll get you $650 because I'm the best agent and I got the best marketing and look at my photos. But they never gave them an actual plan to do something different. I went in there and I told them the truth. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I wish I could get you $150 because if I could, it would be a new record for the neighborhood, price per square foot. I would make more money, and I'm sure you would tell everyone you ever met how much money I got for you. Can you tell me here on this CMA, what's the highest sale that's ever happened in your neighborhood for your size home, in your age home? Yeah, it says $550. And that was actually in a much stronger market. That was a year ago when interest rates were lower. So can I ask you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, realistically, what do you believe your home is going to sell for in today's market? When you talk to sellers in that way and you show them actual data, they feel that you are on their side because you are. You want what's best for them. You're not just telling them what they want to hear. You're having integrity as a business person by telling them what they need to know. Several times, I have been the agent who came in at $100,000, $200,000 less as list price, and I was the most expensive commission-wise. Never be afraid to tell a seller the truth. If they really need to sell their home and they're a highly motivated seller, they will appreciate the fact that you are actually honest with them. They are so tired of being lied to. Now, my third, and you probably have heard me shout about this on stages, I love just listed door knocks. If you're not comfortable door knocking, you can do it as a phone call. If you don't have your own sales that are really exciting, then pick one that's in your office. If you're at Coldwell Banker, if you're at Sotheby's, if you're at Monument, wherever you're doing business from, if you don't have a really exciting sale in a neighborhood where you want to sell, look back in the history of your office and try to find one that is exciting. So how I like to do the just sold source, and it's so much fun, guys. So look for a neighborhood where you've either sold the highest home in the neighborhood or there was something just really exciting about the fact that that home sold. For example, when I first moved to Texas, something I loved to do, it was not my own listing, it was a listing of someone in my office. They had sold the highest sale ever in the M Streets. The M Streets is a suburb of Dallas here in Texas. So this gal had sold a home there for $2.3 million. It was the highest sale ever in that area. And I went to all the neighbors and I went with a flyer of the home and I said, hey, did you know? And I looked in tax records to see what the sellers' names were so I could make it more relatable to the neighbors. Again, the neighbors don't care about you as a realtor. They do not care about who sold the home. They care about what do neighbors care about? Their neighbors, right? Who moved out, who moved in, and they care about their own home's value. So you look in tax records and you find out who the homeowners' names are. Make it more relatable, more real. Hey, did you guys know that Bob and Sue over there on Llano Street, did you know how much they sold that home for? Did you see the sign in the yard? Did you hear about that sale? Talk to them normal, guys. That's how you like to talk to your neighbors. Like, scripts are good. I'm not saying don't ever use scripts, but you're going out and talking to the neighborhood. If you go out there like a Bible salesman, you're gonna get the door slammed in your face. Go out there like you're a neighbor. Chatty Cathy, nosy neighbor. So when you're talking to them, again, did you hear what they got for that home? The neighbor's gonna say, yeah, we saw that they were on the market for like 2.5. Crazy. Did it even sell? Yeah. Guess what? They ended up getting 2.3 million for that house. Can you believe it? No way. Really? Yes. What about you? If someone came to your door right now with 2.3 million, would you take it? And then the conversation begins. My favorite listing source, especially if you do not have the funds for a dialer and for systems, is to get out there and door knock a neighborhood where a great sale has recently happened. Usually when one home sells, 2 to 3 more homes sell right away in the same neighborhood. And when there's good news, people start thinking about it. People who are like, we were gonna downsize in maybe like a year or two. Well, if they hear that the numbers are where they want them to be, they're gonna downsize probably a little sooner if you talk to them. People who, their kids moved out last year, they're not sure if they wanna keep paying the taxes for the school district, they don't know if it's time to go or not. These are the types of leads that you're gonna find when you're out door knocking just sold door knocks. So in addition to for sale by owner as one listing lead source, expireds and cancels as number 2 listing lead source, I would add number 3, just sold, as your listing leads resource. So those 3 alone, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Those are the first 3 to get started with. We can definitely get more specialized. If you can master these first 3 listing lead sources, you will do, at minimum, if you're making 25 contacts a day, at least 25 more transactions this year. For more tips and tricks like this, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel.